Woof.
Okay. So test ship changes. So this will be an easy one. So let's see what we've got. Closed testing 11.6. They are applying changes to Clausewitz, Huron, S-189, Dalarna, and Álvaro de Bazán. Álvaro de Bazán, if I'm pronouncing it. So Commonwealth destroyer Huron, Tier 7. Parameters of HE and AP shells have been changed so that the firing arc will become more flat. Okay. I can't say that that's a good or a bad thing. It sounds like maybe too much island camping in it. I don't know. We'll see. Soviet submarine S-189 Tier 8. I shouldn't say anything much about it because I just don't agree with subs at all, but they are changing the hydrophone preparation time from reducing it from 300 to 240 seconds. And they are removing the enhanced rudder gear consumable. Okay. I don't know what difference that really makes for sure. Can't say either way. It's a sub. Don't care. Go to European Super Destroyer Dalarna. Now, this is the one that I had a salty tater fit about, which is, I mean, this thing had something like, what was it? 60,000, 50 or 60,000 more base DPM than the best DPM DD in the game, Marceau, which was ridiculous. So they're increasing the main battery reload time from 2 to 3 seconds. So wow, that's a 50% reduction. They're reducing the range, which kind of fits. That kind of fits with the European DDs. They don't have overly long ranges. Their new torpedo type, which is the alternative torpedoes, have slightly higher damage but less range. So they're reducing that range from 10 to 8 kilometers. Okay. And then, but they're reducing the time to switch alternate torpedoes. So wow. So they're giving this thing a, okay. So that is a big reduction right there. Wow. Okay. So that would be kind of like what I guess that's a 33% difference technically. So yeah, now it will not have the highest DPM in the game. So we'll see how that works out. I'm not going to do the math on it here. German supercruiser Clausewitz. So they improve the rudder shift. I'm assuming this is like a super Hindi. I'm guessing. They increase the main battery reload. Wow, so they're making it a little bit more maneuverable. Changing the... So basically they're increasing the reload time by 0.6 seconds, which is what, about 6 or 7% right in that range. And the aiming sector of the bow main caliber guns increased by 7 degrees on each side. Okay, so they're improving the turret angles and making it more either nose in or more kiting friendly to get all your guns off. Okay, that I would call that a buff. This is a nerf and that's a buff. So okay, so they're giving it the rudder and helping out the guns. That tells me they're making it better kiter. Whether that's their intent or not, I don't know. But Spanish destroyer Álvaro de Bazán. So they are increasing the firing range from 11.6 to 12.6. Okay. Reducing the reload time of the main battery from 10 to 8 seconds. Okay. And making the firing arc more flat. Okay. So I can't tell you what that's going to do. Anybody that's a super tester. And hey, Bloody Joker, thank you for stopping by. Appreciate it. We're doing great. Just little salty here about some of these changes. But now that we've done that section of the dev blog, I believe there's another one that came out yesterday. Yeah. So let's hit this one last dev blog here, which is more closed testing. This is new ships that are being introduced. So, okay. American cruiser Vallejo Tier 9. Why does this look like the Tier 10 American light cruiser? Huh. Why does that look like that ship? It looks very similar. That's going to be interesting to see. European destroyer Velos at Tier 9. I see single turrets on this one. That's interesting. So this is a Fletcher class destroyer. Very interesting. Okay. We'll see, hopefully. Yeah, they do have parameters down at the bottom where we can check these out. So basically they're introducing a European Fletcher, so that's great. They're introducing a Tier 9 version of, and I forget the ship name now. What the heck is it? Let's look and see. Because my mind just went blank. What's the Tier 10 ship here? The Worcester. That's what I was looking for. So that looks like a Tier 9 version of the Worcester. I could be wrong. We'll find out in a second. And then British aircraft carrier Malta. Oh boy. Okay. What about the Malta? Large carrier with an armored deck. Okay, so all shells will bounce off of that. Taking into account specific military strategies or whatever. Okay. Large number of aircraft in the squadron compared to the British carriers, and her dive bombers attacking in a horizontal flight and carrying AP bombs. Okay. Let's look at some of these stats real quick. So, cruiser Vallejo. So it does have 10 152 millimeter guns, 12% fire chance. Where is our 16.7 kilometer range, 5-second reload? So yeah, this does look very much like a Tier 9 Worcester. It's just got 2 less guns. I'm not sure about the range. I don't think that's a lot different than the Worcester. Good Sigma, so that's decent. The AA defense. Let's see. You do get what, 6 flak? Not too bad. So the AA is decent on this ship. Don't know that it'll be as good as a Worcester, obviously, but not that anybody's AA is good. And you get a damage control, defensive AA, a repair party, and you get a fighter or a rapid takeoff spotter. Ooh, I like this. I like this a lot. A rapid takeoff spotter on the Vallejo. So this is kind of like on the Tier 7. If you've not played it, let me call this up. The Lazo Tier 7 cruiser, right here. It has one of these fast reload spotters. Now I've got mine even built into it, but if you look at this thing, in this case, you've got a 78-second action time, and it reloads in 8.3 seconds. So it's almost like a perma spotter. You've got a spotter plane almost perma. So whatever your range is, like in the case of this thing, add 20% to that. You've got like 20.5 kilometer range on this Tier 7 ship, which is ridiculous. So same thing here on this thing, which will get your range out from 16.7 to right at 20 kilometers. Now, depending if the shells are as floaty as everything else, I mean, good luck hitting anything other than campers, but still, you can still make people maneuver, if nothing else, which can cause other problems for them. So that's kind of cool. European destroyer Velos. Let's look at this thing. So, they only give you 4 guns? I thought this was a Fletcher class, which has 5 guns. Okay. What is your... Oh, reload time 2.2 seconds. Well, that explains why you've only got 4 guns. So instead of giving you 2 double-barreled turrets, they're giving you 4 single-barreled turrets. Okay. Makes a little more sense. And these are 127s, so these are American-style guns, not the 120s that are on the other European. So, interesting. And you only get 1 quintuple launcher torpedo tube with Fletcher torps. So, very interesting. I would have to look up to see how the DPM of this thing compared to a Fletcher. I'm not going to do that here, but yeah, so interesting. Very interesting. You get damage, and you get a damage control party. Smoke generator, engine boost, defensive AA. So you don't get a heal. I almost thought I saw you got a heal there for a second. So no heal. So, okay. So they take 1 gun away from the Fletcher and significantly reduce the reload time. I'm going to say this has a little bit more DPM than the Fletcher. So that one's going to be interesting as well. And what are your torps like? So they are standard Fletcher torps, 66 knots, 10.5 kilometer, 19K damage. Yeah, so that's what that is. British carrier Malta has... Let's see what we got. Hit points, HE shells. I'm not worried about much of this stuff, so it'll do 33.6 knots. Ginormous turning circle radius. So let's look at the aircraft real quick. So that's a pretty good amount of hit points. I'm not familiar enough with carriers. I used to never play them. Now I occasionally play them if the random number generator tells me to, or if somebody spends enough taters to make me. But that's a decent amount of hit points for the planes. Speed is okay. It's not extremely fast. So what do you get? You get 4 aircraft in an attacking flight, 12 per squadron. So you get 3 attack flights, 10 rockets and a payload, 40 rockets in 1 attack flight, if I'm reading this right. You got 4 planes with 10 rockets and a payload. That's 40 rockets coming at you. 9% fire chance, 23 feet. That's, yeah. Well, woe be unto DDs that get caught in that. Let's see what else we've got. Torp bombers. 4. Size of your, same thing. So you got 4 in a flight, 12 in a squadron, so 3 attack flights. Let's see what else we got. Torpedoes and payload 1. So you get 4 torpedoes in 1 attack there. 6,000 damage, 35 knots. So I don't see anything like overly special. And what's last? Dive bombers. So this is the thing I think that's different, because most of the British stuff have like carpet bombers and HE bombers of some sort. A lot of bombs with lesser damage, but good fire chance. So 5 aircraft per squadron, 5 per flight, 15 in a squadron. So again, 3 attack flights, 10-kilometer range. Wow. What's up, Fragulous? Let me get my chat window up here so I can see it better and not have to keep looking back and forth. So let's see. We get 4 bombs and a payload. Okay, wait a second. Hold on. Hold up here. So this thing has an attacking squadron of 5 planes with 4. So that's 20 AP bombs, folks. 20 AP bombs. So this is basically a carpet. Oh my gosh. This is basically almost a carpet AP bomber. Is what this almost is. Holy crap. That's going to be interesting to see how that works. I can see that thing coming over. Can you imagine if you catch like 4 citadels or something on catch 4 or 5 citadels on something, you could do 20,000 damage easy. That's gonna hurt. Jeez. Okay. Well, okay. That is it. That is it for the DevBlogs. So now that I'm done going through those and ranting where appropriate and just reporting news and gushing over cool stuff where appropriate. Thank you so much for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to receive notifications of future videos, just ring the bell. Until next time, Tater Dawg says, woof.